स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः. We, Ramakrishna Mat, Baswangudi, Bengaluru, we are proud to commence this special discourse series on Srimad Bhagavatam by revered Srimat Ramanacharana Thirtha swamiji. The topic being Srimad Bhagavatam, the 11th chapter, which constitutes Buddhava Gita, from today 3/3/2025 to Sunday 9/3/2025. Sri Ramanacharana Thirtha Swami is a renowned Acharya of Advaita Vedanta. Hailing from Nochur village of Palakkad, Kerala, the Acharya had his early education and Vedic studies in his village. First rank holder in BA Sanskrit, he pursued post-graduation studies in Sanskrit and MPhil in Vedanta Shastra at Kaladi Shankaracharya University. He was immersed in Vedic traditions from young age and was irresistibly drawn to spiritual life. He began dwelling into Vedanta philosophy at the tender age of 14. From his young age itself, Swamiji had deep devotion to Sri Ramakrishna, Sri Mata Sharada Devi and Swami Vivekananda, and was a frequent visitor at Ramakrishna Mat Trishur. During this period, he had enriching association with many senior monks such as revered Swami Ranganathanandaji Maharaj. Eventually, the inner inspiration led him to Bhagavan Sri Ramana Maharshi, where the search ended. After several years spent in deep contemplation on the Gita and the Upanishads, along with spiritual practices as guided by the inner being, spiritual fulfillment arose in his heart. Since then, from the age of 18, guided by divine intuition, this sagely teacher has been expounding the age-old Vedic wisdom of the Upanishads, Gita, Bhagavata, and other texts of Vedanta. Acharya's satsangs in Malayalam, Tamil, and English, occasionally in Sanskrit also, are well acclaimed and known for their eloquence and mellifluence, but also how they infuse the taste of the supreme bliss of Atma Jnana to those who are ready to receive it, be it an ardent seeker, renunciate, or even common people. Those who have attended Acharya satsangs in person or have listened to the recordings on YouTube find it unforgettable and are drawn to the teaching irresistibly. The reason for this is that Acharya's discourses and writings are aflame with the power of Atma Jnana and the fragrance of Bhakti, and the listener gets an intimation of one's own spiritual essence instantaneously. Acharya's talks and writings on Sri Ramana Maharshi's teachings are a great guiding force for self-enquiry. Countless seekers have found fulfillment in life through his gracious guidance. Through his satsangs, books, and personal guidance, Acharya continues to keep alive the age-old tradition of Vedantic wisdom. With the blessing of Sri Acharya, Sri Ramana Maharshi Brahma Vidyashrama was established in 2010. It is a serene ashram located in the village of Ramayana Agrahara in Hosur Talli wrote, sanctified by the sacred presence of Dakshinamurti, Ganapati, sage Patanjali, Adi Shankaracharya, and Sri Ramana Maharshi, the ashram is the main center for Sri Acharya's publication and hosts satsangs by Acharya. The ashrama has been home to a Krishna Yajurveda Pathashala from 2018 onwards and currently has a strength of 17 brahmacharis. Along with the Vedadhyayana, the students are also taught the Bhagavad Gita, the Upanishads and the Sanskrit. Swamiji has been honored with the Shri Chandrasekharendra Saraswati National Eminence Award in 2013 and Shri Bharati Thirtha Puraskara in 2021. When not traveling for satsang, Swamiji resides either in the holy Arunachala, Tiruvannamalai, or at Sri Ramana Maharshi Brahma Vidya Ashrama near Hosur. We are very fortunate to have Sri Ramanacharana Thirtha Swamiji in our midst. We heartily welcome on your behalf and also on the behalf of Ramakrishna Mat, Basavangudi, Bangalore, Swamiji, a great, warm and loving welcome. Pranam Swamiji. Our Adhyaksha Maharaj, revered Swami Nitya Sanjay Maharaj, will offer garland and fruits as a respect and love towards the Swamiji. Now, I humbly request Sri Ramanacharana Thirtha Swamiji to begin today's discourse on the Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th chapter, Uddhava Gita. Thank you.
Namah Paramarishibhyo Namah Paramarishibhyaha Harihi Om Yasyantannadimadyam Nahi Karacharanam Namagotram Na Sutram No Jatinaiva Varna Na Bhavati Purusho Na Napumsam Na Stri Nakaram no vikaram nahi janimaranam nasti punyam na papam Tattvam no tattvamekam sahaja samarasam sadgurum tam namami Sadashiva samarambham Shankaracharya madhyamam asmadacharya paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Maunavyakya prakatita parabrahmatattvam yuvanam Varshishtante vasadrishiganaihi avritam brahmanishtaih Acharyendram karakalita chinmudramanandarupam Swatmaramam muditavadanam dakshinamurtimide Vedantartha vibhasakaya yataye shantaya sannyasine Nanavadinagendra sanghapavaye yogindra vandyaya cha Mohadvanta divakaraya bhagavatpadabhitam bibhratim Tasmai bhashyakrite namostu satatam purnaya bodhatmane अपार सच्चित्सुखवारिराशेः यस्योर्मिमात्रं भुवनं समस्तं गुहाहितं तं रमणं गभीरं चिन्ताविहीनं हृदि चिन्तयामि। देहं मृण्मयवज्जडात्मकमहं बुद्धिर्न तस्यास्त्यतो नाहं तत्तदभावसुप्तिसमये सिद्धात्मसद्भावतः कोऽहं भावयुतः कुतो वरधिया दृष्ट्वात्मनिष्ठात्मनाम् सोऽहं स्फूर्तितया अरुणाचलशिवः पूर्णो विभाति स्वयं स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः। पवित्रं चरितं यस्याहं पवित्रं जीवनं तथा पवित्रता स्वरूपिण्यै तस्यै देव्यै नमो नमः। ब्रह्मचर्यवर्ते दण्डी सर्ववेदान्तपण्डितः श्रीमद्विवेकयोगी मां प्रचोदयतु सर्वदा। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्च अर्थेष्वभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि कस्मै येन विभासितोऽयमतुलो ज्ञानप्रदीपः पुरा तद्रूपेण च नारदाय मुनये कृष्णाय तद्रूपिणां योगीन्द्राय तदात्मनाथ भगवद्राताय कारुण्यतः तच्छुद्धं विमलं विशोकममृतं सत्यं परं धीमहि धर्मः प्रोज्झितकैतवोऽत्र परमो निर्मत्सराणां सतां वेद्यं वास्तवमत्र वस्तु शिवदं तापत्रयोन्मूलनम् श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनिकृते किं वा परैः ईश्वरः सद्यो हृद्यवरुध्यतेऽत्र कृतिभिः शुश्रूषुभिस्तक्षणात् निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं शुकमुखादमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबद भागवतं रसम् आलयं मुहुरहो रसिकाः भुवि भावुकाः यं प्रव्रजन्तमनुपेतमपेतकृत्यं द्वैपायनो विरहकातर आजुहाव पुत्रेति तन्मयतया तरवोऽभिनेदुः तं सर्वभूतहृदयं मुनिम् आनतोऽस्मि यस्वानुभावमखिलश्रुतिसारमेकम् अध्यात्मदीपम् अतितितीर्षदां तमोन्धं संसारिणां करुणयाः पुराणगुह्यं तं व्याससूनुम् उपयामि गुरुं मुनीनां नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् सत्यव्रतं सत्यपरं त्रिसत्यं सत्यस्य योनिं निहितं च सत्ये सत्यस्य सत्यं ऋतसत्यनेत्रं सत्यात्मकं त्वां शरणं प्रपन्नाः योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान्नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम्। today is a great blessed day. As Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna has given us this opportunity to meditate on Srimad Bhagavatam. Bhagavan Ramakrishna had a vision where he saw a light traveling from Bhagavatam to Krishna, Bhagavan, and the light to the devotee. And he used to say that Bhagavatam, Bhakta and Bhagavan are one. There is no difference at all. And also he used to say that in Bhagavatam is the highest form of bhakti. Bhakti which is roasted in the syrup of jnana, elixir of jnanam. So Bhagavati Bhakti, always in Ramakrishna's Gospel you can see that Sri Ramakrishna Deva speaks about Bhagavati Bhakti, Ahaituki Bhakti, a bhakti where there is no motive, there is no desire, nothing. Pure love, that kind of bhakti is Bhagavati Bhakti, Para Bhakti. So that Ramakrishna speaks in many places in Gospel of Ramakrishna you can see. So here we have assembled here to speak on Bhagavatam, that too on Uddhava Gita, the 11th skandha. Usually they translate it as the 11th canto. So that Ekadasha skandha, where Bhagavan Krishna, who gave the teaching to Arjuna, he is giving the same teaching with much more profundity. In the sense, Arjuna is not expected to renounce, but in Uddhava's case it is absolute renunciation. So there Bhagavan is giving the teaching in the highest form to his close friend Uddhava. So that we will go inside. So before that, in this Bangalore Ramakrishna Ashrama, where so many saints have lived, God realized souls have lived. Like in the very beginning we had Swami Nirmalananda Tulasi Maharaj, who was a direct disciple of Bhagavan Ramakrishna. Then Swami Yatishwarananda was there, Tyagishananda ji was there. All of them were transcendental souls actually. They lived in the divine. So such great beings were here, and following them so many Mahatmas have come. Recently Swami Harshanji Maharaj was there. So many saints have lived in this ashrama. And here Bhagavatanam Charitam Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam is not simply only Bhagavan's story, it is Bhagavatanam Charitam. It is the story of so many Bhagavatas. Bhagavata means one who has realized Bhagavan. In Bhagavatam we say Bhagavan. But Upanishad speaks about Brahma. And the yogis, they say it is Paramatma. So in the very beginning Bhagavata says it is all one, only one. Vadanti tat tattva vidaha tattvam yajnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavaniti shabdyate. Some speak it as Brahma, Brahma iti, Paramatma iti, Bhagavan iti, Shabdyate. Only verbal difference is there. Or you can say Shabda means the Shruti. The Shruti speaks about it as Brahma. It is spoken about as Bhagavan by devotees. And as Paramatma also. But what is it actually? It is the Advayam Jnanam. Jnanam Advayam. Sometimes people will wonder, does the Bhagavatam speak about Advaita Jnanam? Yes, every page you can see Advaita Jnanam. And in conclusion, Bhagavatam says, what is the teaching of Bhagavatam? Yasmin Paramahamsyam Ekam Amalam Jnanam Param Giyate. Generally, when we say Bhagavatam, it is only bhakti. Because as Ramakrishna said, it contains so much of syrup of bhakti there, sweetness of bhakti. But what is the essence? It is Yasmin Paramahamsyam Ekam Amalam Jnanam Param Giyate. It has the Paramahamsa Jnana. Because Bhagavata Katha is spoken by a Paramahamsa, Shuka, who is a Jivan Mukta, who lives in the inundation of the self always. So such a Paramahamsa is speaking Bhagavata. So it's a Paramahamsa Samhita. Yesterday somebody asked me, Swamiji, now you will do Bhagavata Saptaham? I said, why not? Recently I am not doing elaborate Saptaham. He said, no, will sannyasis also do Bhagavata Saptaham? And I told him it is for sannyasis actually, because it is Paramahamsa Dharma. It speaks about Yasmin Paramahamsyam Ekam Amalam. Amalam means pure, uncompromising. When I was about 13 or 14 years old, from one group of devotees I got Swami Vivekananda's complete works. In fact, that abridged form, what do they call for it? That one book, single volume, selections. Yes. So, that I will keep inside my school book. And will be going on reading, marking every letter. And it will be like fire. No, it's like fire. Every word is fire. So, in the inspired talks, there is one sentence which I could never forget. Let a few souls live for God and for God alone, and let the world go. Have no compromise. So, this is Bhagavata Dharma. But people will be afraid. So, when I was speaking about in this stream in Anandashrama, Swami Sachidananda Ji was the listener. You cannot get a better listener than him. You will listen with tears in his eyes. And he one day told me, see, if you speak like this, all grihasthas, they don't want God completely. They want only via media. So they will be afraid, because nobody is ready to have only God. They want God also, world also. So, okay, that is why Bhagavata says that also can be had. In Krishna says in Gita, you take a little bit of this, you will be free. Swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. Even a little bit of this dharma, it will enrich you, it will nourish you, it will give you the strength. So Bhagavata contains that Paramahamsa Dharma. Sarva Vedanta Saram Yat. First, before entering Bhagavata, I am taking shlokas from the last. This is what contains, what does Bhagavata contain? Sarva Vedanta Saram Yat. Is it Vishishtadvaita? Is it Dvaita? Everything is there in Bhagavatam. Everything is there. Vishishtadvaita is there, Dvaita is there, everything is there. But Sarva Vedanta Saram Yat Brahmatma Aikatva Lakshanam Vastu Advitiyam Tannishtham Kaivalyaika Prayojanam. So this is the declaration of Bhagavata. It is the Sarva Vedanta Sara, the essence, the import of all the Vedanta Shastra. And what does it speak about? Brahmatma Igatva Lakshanam. What is in me as Atma? Atma means my own existence, my own I, my own Anubhava. It is Brahma, it is the Supreme. It is the non-dual. It is unconditionally free, free of all the limitations of the body, mind, ego. That truth is being spoken in Bhagavatam, Brahmatmaikatva Lakshanam, and no doubt, Vastu means reality, Advitiyam, the non-dual, Tannishtham, established in that. And what is the Prayojanam? What is the purpose? Kaivalyayika Prayojanam. It is the absolute realization, freedom from all sorrow, suffering, dukkha. So that Bhagavata is speaking. And Bhagavata begins with Satyam Param Dhimahi. We meditate upon that truth which is Satyam. See how beautiful it is. Swamiji spoke about Ranganathanji Maharaj. I've heard him say, see what a glorious, profound statement that Bhagavata begins with Satyam. Not Krishna, not Rama, not Shiva, not any deity. Nobody can deny. When we say Satyam, nobody can say, my God is not Satyam. No one can say, not even those who belong to other religions, even they cannot say, no, my God is not truth. Nobody can say. So it says, Satyam Param, that supreme Satyam, I meditate upon. And Bhagavata begins with what? Actually, it is a Bhakti Grantha. So it should begin with Bhaktim Vyakyasyamaha, or Anirvachaniya Prema Swarupam, like Narada Bhakti Sutra, because Narada is the teacher, Narada is the initiator of Vyasa. But Bhagavata begins with Brahma Sutra, Janmadhyasya Yataha, from where everything arises, in which everything remains, and to which everything goes back. That is Brahman. This second sutra, in fact, second sutra in Brahma Sutra, that Brahma Lakshana, with that Bhagavata starts. Janmadhyasya yataha, from where everything arises, and in which everything remains, and unto which everything returns back. That is Brahman. We can just, generally I will say, this Janmadhyasya Yata is not simply a Vedanta Sutra, it is also a Yoga Sutra. Because if you close your eyes trying to meditate, and you have this sutra inside you, so many thoughts are coming, so much emotions, thoughts, so many images are arising in the mind, and you just ask, Yataha, from where? Where from all these thoughts come? Janma etasam chittavrittinam janma udayasthanam kim? Kutaha? From where all these chittavrittis are coming? And the answer will be, it all arises from the heart, from the Hridayasthana. And where do they stay? In the heart. And where they return? in the heart. Heart means what? The self. The pure existence inside, where thoughts arise, thoughts stay, and thoughts return back. And in deep sleep, every day we experience that state where there is no thought. And where there is no I also. There are many commentaries on Bhagavata, but the most authentic that we take is Sridhara Tika. And for this Janmadhyasya Yataha also many commentaries are there. Like they say Janma Adyasya Yataha, from where the first one arose. In the sense Brahma arose. Or you can say the first one is me, this I. When you wake up from deep sleep, where from this I arose. I first arises, then everything else arises. The I thought arises from, then everything else comes. This is our experience every day. Creation. Creation happens from the heart, creation comes out, and unto the heart, creation returns back. When the mind arises, everything arises. When the mind settles down, everything vanishes. This is our everyday experience. Ahar ahar gachanti. The Upanishad speaks about it in the Brihadaranyaka, says, every day he enters that state and comes out naviduhu. They do not know where they go and where they come from. In fact, the knower every day goes to Vaikuntha. The Shruti speaks about it as Swargam Lokameti. When he knows, by knowingly he enters there, he enters Brahman, he enters that pure consciousness. So from where everything arises and in which everything remains and unto which everything goes back, that is the truth which you are seeking. It is within you. And what is that? It is Swarad. And first, just giving a small commentary for the Mangala Shloka, Dhyana Shloka, then we will enter into the subject. So, Bhagavata says, Anvayaditaratasya, that Anvaya Vyatareka Marga, I am not deeply going into it, but it is a method of enquiry, vichara. We can say, in a simple way I can tell you, in the waking state, Jagrat, hope everybody is in Jagrat. In Satsanga you cannot take it for granted. So, in the waking state, see sometimes people will come to Satsanga for sleep. And Ramakrishna had a devotee, others say, he used to travel about more than 20-30 miles every day and come to Ramakrishna and sleep there. And Ramakrishna used to say that they will have a play in Bengal, they call Jatra. In Kerala also we have a similar thing, Kathakali. Whole night it will be there. And they will be holding a screen before. And after 1 hour of singing only they will drop the screen. Before that many of them will sleep. Most of the people will sleep. So like that, this devotee is coming such a distance, and in Ramakrishna's room, most of you might have gone to Dakshineshwar and seen that place, where there will be, in fact in Gospel of Ramakrishna, I don't know what they say about it in Bengali. In Gospel of Ramakrishna it is mansion of mirth. That is what they have translated. The blissful Dhama. So Ananda Dhama. So there this dancing and singing, everything will be happening, and this devotee will come and sleep there and go back. And Ramakrishna will say, do not disturb. At least he is coming and sleeping in this sacred atmosphere, this holy atmosphere. Even to sleep, you sometimes many Mahatmas, they will have their sleeping place in their puja room. And all Bhagavan's photos will be there and puja will be there, because you need a very, very pure, holy spot to sleep. You use a room only for sleeping, then that room will become impure. So, for a sadhaka, there should be, when he wakes up, there should be a photo of Bhagavan in front, whatever in form. And there should be a puja before you go to sleep, an aradhana, some meditation before you go to sleep. Meditate and then go to sleep. And when you wake up also, that Prata Smarana shloka is there. Prata Smarami Hridi Samspuradatma Tattvam Satchit Sukham Paramaham Sagatim Turiyam Yat Swapana Jagara Sushuptim Avaiti Nityam Tad Brahma Nishkalamaham Najabhuta Sangha. Like that. So, that Prata Smarana shloka is there even regarding Sri Ramakrishna also. So, devotees, they can have their own Ishta Devata and then wake up. So, this devotee will come there and have that Pavitra Sthana to sleep. You need a Pavitra Sthana to sleep. You need a very pure place to take food. Sometimes, in Kerala, there is a tradition that they will have their puja in kitchen. This side they will cook and this side Shalagrama will be there. Or Shivalinga will be there and ladies will do the puja. They have that tradition. This side they will do the puja and this side the cooking will happen. Swami Vivekananda called our religion as kitchen religion. And in Tamil we used to make fun of it. In Tamil they will call Krishna as Kicha. So yes, our religion is kitchen religion. It is kitchen because it is Krishna. It is Bhagavad Bhakti. So Bhakti. So in kitchen is religion actually. Because food is the most important thing. The Taittiriya Upanishad says, what should we meditate upon? Annam pranam chakshushrotram mano vachamiti. These things you have to meditate upon. What to eat, how to sleep, how to move about, how to live the life. To transform the entire life spiritually. Unless your 23.5 hours is careful, alert. In Buddhism they call it mindful. If you are not alert, half an hour meditation will not happen. So this is very, very, very important. So here, we will come back. Trisarga, the first shloka says Trisarga. Trisarga means many things, but I am here taking it as Jagrat, Swapana and Sushupti. In Gayatri also, in Vyahriti also, we will take it like that. Bhashyakara takes it like that. As the waking, the dream and deep sleep. And in all these three states, in the waking state, the body is there. See, this is the thing that we have to meditate upon. In the waking, now, the body is there, mind is there, I am there. And when you sleep, the body vanishes in the dream. And the mind operates. So the body is given up. It is Vyatireka. The body is given up. And mind alone is there, I am there. And in deep sleep, the mind also falls, drops off. The mind is also not there, and what exists there? What exists there? Neither the body exists, nor the mind exists. Do I exist? Two kind of answers. Many people, they will say no. Then are you dead? No, I am alive. Then what exists? The I is not there. The I thought is not there. The Jiva Bhava, the Chidabhasa is not there. But chit is there. Existence is there. That is why when you wake up, you say, I was very happy. There is a fulfillment in the heart when you wake up from the sleep. So, what exists in the deep sleep, you take it again back to the waking and dream. It is there in the waking state, in the dream state, and all states. It is there as the adhisthana. This is Anvaya. So, Anvayat itaratascha artheshu vishayeshu abhijnaha nyapti rupaha kshetraknya rupaha swayam prakasha rupaha swarad. Those who want to study that first sloka, it will be helpful to them. So this is swarad. Swarad means here it is swayam rajate, swayam prakasha rupaha. It is self-shining. So see how in a grand way Bhagavata begins. See, somebody says, I know Bhagavata. You give him the first sloka and ask him to do commentary. Then we can proceed. Because there contains the entire Bhagavatam. In the first sloka. That is why they used to say, Bhagavate Vidyavatam Pariksha. The test, examination in Bhagavatam, true knowledge, you can get it in Bhagavatam. And the very first shloka is so profound, so much packed there, so that swarad, that swayam prakasha vastu, which is shining forth in the waking state, in the dream, in the deep sleep, in the bhu, in the bhua, in the suva, in all creatures, in all planes, that swayam prakasha vastu is the satyam. Everything will change, it will not change. That is why it is called Satyam. Na vyabhicharati. Kvachidapi na vyabhicharati. When everything changes, it remains changeless, constant. In the childhood, in the youth, in the old age, body changes. But this I, this experience of I behind, this consciousness behind, remains changeless. It is Swarad, Swayam Prakasha. And that Swayam Prakasha Vastu, when you know that, Yatra Trisargo Mrisha, once you know the Adhisthana, that pure consciousness, then the waking, dream, deep sleep, this world, that world, everything becomes Mrisha in one way, or Amrisha in another way. It all becomes truth. It all becomes self. Idam sarvam yadayam atma. Everything becomes Bhagavan. Or you can say as world it becomes unreal. As world it becomes unreal. As man, woman, no difference. It all vanishes. So, Tene Brahma Hridaya Adikavai. Now comes the beauty. See, generally in Vedanta Shastra we will say you have to study. You have to study. Or at least we will say you have to do lot of yoga, sadhana. But Bhagavata says, Tene Brahma Hrida. This Brahman, this experience of Brahman is transmitted from the heart to heart. From the heart of a knower. See, you need a lighted lamp to light another lamp. You cannot light a lamp from a photo. You cannot light a lamp even from a video. It will look like a lamp, but you cannot light it. From a real lamp, you can light another lamp, like the same way from an illumined master, from an enlightened being, you can light it. See, Ramakrishna was like that. That is the magic. When devotees went to him, they found spirituality palpable. You can touch it. Swami Vivekananda said, I know that religion is something which I can hand it over to you like a flower. It can be given, like I can give you a flower. Many devotees who came to Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi, they said, The presence is so palpable. It is palpable as if you can cut it like with a knife. The mauna, the silence, the Nishala Tattva is so profound that you can touch it, you can feel it. The experience is so profound. So that is what is satsanga. When you sit in satsanga, you have to feel it. You have to experience. In our younger days, in Thrissur Ramakrishna Ashrama, we used to listen to Ranganathanji Maharaj used to come every year. And in Ramakrishna Mat, they will call Swami Niswanandaji as Balakrishna Maharaj. He will just read Gospel of Ramakrishna, not any discourse. But the way he did that, for 2-3 days you will have that lahari. That inundation will be there. Because so much of bhakti, in the way he will speak, very natural, not in a style of giving lecture or anything, natural talking. One day he came and started his talk. He came after a long travel of 6 hours in train. And he began his talk. He said, I could have chanted Nama, Bhagavan Nama 50,000 times. How he started? He started his talks saying, I have no adhikara to wear this dress. First statement was that. And then he said, because I could have chanted 50,000 Nama, when I started doing it, I fell asleep. So I could not do it. He will begin like that. And then so many stories of Ramakrishna, Sharda Devi, many things we have heard directly from him. And after the talk also, when he goes to the room, he will be in that ecstasy. One day he was in a great mood. He spoke about Ramanacharana. And he was in a real ecstasy. All tears in his eyes. He was sitting in the room. And we, about 2 or 3 of us, we went there and did namaskar. And he had a bottle full of Ganga water. And he gave Ganga water to us and said, see, this is Brahmavari. Ramakrishna will say that this is Brahmavari. This is Brahman in the form of water. So, satsanga will be an experience. You have a satsanga, Brahmanubhava is transmitted from heart to heart. In Lalita Sahasranama there is a nama, Rahastarpana. Rahastarpana Tarpita. The outside nobody can find out. But from the heart of the knower, the experience moves to the heart of the receiver. Swami Vivekananda as Narendra, when he came to Ramakrishna, Ramakrishna just gave him that. He just touched him. He had an experience, a profound experience. We know the story. Somebody asked Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi. Many people used to come to Ramana Maharshi after reading the story of Vivekananda Ramakrishna literature. Because they will come like a challenge. One youngster came and he told Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi, Swami, can you give me God realization as Ramakrishna gave to Vivekananda? He asked this. Then after few minutes, Maharshi said, is the person who is asking this, is he Vivekananda? He asked. Many times we forget where we are. What is our standard? We just forget it. We claim for the highest experience, but where are we? So that he forgot. So many people used to come with that. But when the deserving comes, the truth, the experience can be transmitted from the heart of the knower to the heart of the receiver. I know many stories like in Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi's presence, many got it like this. And in very odd places like kitchen, they sat in samadhi where around them there were sambar and rasam and everything will be boiling. Amidst that, they sat in samadhi. So this is satsanga. The highest form of satsanga is words are not needed. Words are not needed. Just the experience transform. It travels from the heart of the Brahmavit to the heart of the Mumukshu. In Brahma Sutra Bhashya, in Ubhayalinga Adhikarana, there is a small story where there is a teacher called Bhashkali. To him, a disciple goes, Badhva. And this disciple stays with the teacher for 1 year. He said, I came here to know Brahman. And the teacher didn't say anything. So he stayed there for Samvatsara, 1 year. After 1 year, the disciple asked the master, I have been staying here for 1 year, but you didn't teach. And the teacher said, Brumahak khalu tvam tu na vijanasi. I was constantly giving you, constantly speaking to you, you didn't receive it. Avachanena iva brahma provacha. Without uttering a single word, Brahman was given. The experience of Brahman was given. So this is Tene Brahma Hridaya Adikavaye. Even Swamiji, when he went to America, we know Swami Vivekananda's talks, electrifying talks. Many people speak about his talks as if he was a good speech giver. He was not. Many will wonder, before going to America, he tried giving a talks in Chennai and he failed. Then those devotees who have arranged for his travel to America, they said, Swami, how will you give talks in there? He said, that is none of my business or your business. And there he said, even to Swami Turiyananda, he said, Hari, you know, the Parliament of Religion is organized for me. Those who have organized it, they have organized it to tell the world that Christianity is the greatest religion. That was their purpose. Calling all other religion, they wanted to prove it. But things changed. And Swami Vivekananda said, the entire Parliament of Religion, so much of things are being organized there for me. That exactly what happened. So there also he was waiting. He was not ready to give the talks. Many times they called. He didn't stand up. At last he had to stand up because nobody else is there. And that was the moment. And it was not about the talk, it was the presence. And many have told that not after his speech, even before his speech, the presence, the profound presence has influenced everyone there. So that is not about talks. In another devotee, to another devotee, he told, do you think I gave talks to people in the West? No. I gave them spirituality. I gave them spirituality, not talks. It is pure spirituality, that is what I give them. So that is it. So the spiritual thing can be transmitted, it cannot be propagated. There was one Swamiji, Swami Rajeshwarananda. he was running a magazine called Divine. And many scholars have written articles in that. Even Swami Chinmayananda was associated with him in the beginning, the call Divine. So, Swami Rajeshwarananda was a great devotee of Ramana Maharshi. So one day he told Ramana Maharshi, Bhagavan, I would like to take you all through India in a special train. Everyone should get your darshan. Maharshi said, oh, nee enna pannuve? He said, what will you do? You will put a board in my head saying, this is Ramana Maharshi. You will put a board? Like that he was asking. Then he said, Bhagavan, should we not propagate? Bhagavan said, how will you propagate? You inquire within who wants to propagate. It is this I which says I want to propagate. And if you inquire and remove that, erase that, then naturally it will propagate. If you put a drop of honey, ants come. You need not send any WhatsApp message to ants. They will come. They will come. Like that, where there is true spirituality, beings will navigate. They will come there. And from the heart of the knower, the saint, the enlightened being, this experience, this godliness will go to the receiver. This is Bhagavata Dharma. This is the thing. This, I don't know how we will do this online. Now everything is online. I don't know whether this can be done online. You need the presence. Sannidhi, Sannidhya is needed. The presence is needed. Many had it by Ramakrishna's presence, by Swami Brahmananda's presence. See, sometimes devotees go to Brahmananda, Swami Brahmananda, he will not talk spirituality. He will cut jokes. He will speak about many worldly things. And they will come out bathed in spiritual bliss from his presence. He will not be talking anything spiritual, but the presence, it matters. The divine presence is so profound, so deep. So that is very important. That is Tene Brahma Hridaya Adikavaye. This Brahman is transmitted from the heart to heart, and that is how Bhagavan gave this knowledge to Brahma in the beginning. The first listener of Bhagavatam is Brahma. And who gave? Bhagavan himself gave. Yo brahmanam vidadhadi purvam yo vai vedamsha prahinoti tasmai tam cha devam atma buddhi prakasham mumukshur vai sharanamaham prapadye. So this Bhagavata Dharma, kasmai yena vibhasito yamatulo jnana pradipah pura. This lamp of jnanam was first lit in the heart of Brahma by whom? Kasmai, to whom? By whom? Kasmai yena vibhasito yamatulo jnana pradipah pura. Brahma is called Kaha. In Vedic terminology, Prajapati is called Kaha. In Sanskrit, normal Sanskrit, Kaha means who. Why he is called Kaha? Because nobody was there to give him a name. He was born from the navel of Bhagavan in the lotus, and he himself asked, who am I here? People think who am I was first taught by Ramana Maharshi. No. In the very beginning, the first question that Brahma asked was, Kayesha yosau aham abja prishtaha. Eshaha aham kaha. Eshaha aham kaha. Who is this me? Who is this me? Who is this I? Who is this I? And his name became who? We should also have that name. Ramana Maharshi had one of the prominent disciple was Ramanacharana. He wrote a commentary for the 40 verses, Ulladinarpadu, in Tamil. And he took the commentary to Maharshi. Maharshi looked and asked, who wrote it? And instead of writing his name, in that place, he wrote who. No name of the commentator. It is only who. People know him in Ramanashram as the commentator Laksmanacharma. He also wrote Vartikam for Arunachala Panjaratnam. But there is another face for him. He is very well known in India as the father of naturopathy. Indian naturopathy. That is also Laksmanacharma. His book is the base for Indian naturopathy. It is nature cure. So that devotee, he used to refer himself as who. No name. No nama. We are so attached to name. And the devotee has no name. Kanchi Paramacharya had two disciples. One is Raja Gopalan and another devotee also. His name I don't know, former name. Both of them as sannyasis I know very closely. They are called Metur Swami and Kudegal Swami. Paramacharya gave them sannyasa and didn't give them name. He said, what name for Brahman? So no name is needed. So, no name. Kasmai yena vibhasito yamatulo jnana pradipah pura. Pura means in the beginning of the time. Before creation. See, there is a secret in this. This Brahma Vidya, this spiritual knowledge was not found out by anyone like the scientist finding some new thing. It was revealed by Bhagavan, or you can say Brahman, in the very beginning, even before creation. Even before creation, this Brahma Vidya is revealed. Actually, even when a person is knowing the truth, he is knowing only what is known. Revelation of the ever revealed. Jnata jnapakam. You know it, and the teacher tells you, this is that, tattvamasi. You have the feeling of this I am, this I, this aham. And you do not know what it is. Even in a dark room you sit, you feel I. The experience of Chit is more profound than the light of sun. More splendorous than the sun. Because sun you need eyes. And in night you cannot see. But this existence shines forth everywhere, in the waking state, in the dream, in the deep sleep, in every darkness. You have that existence shining within you as I. That is why in Dakshinamurti Stotra, Shankaracharya said it is the mudra of Dakshinamurti. Aham iti bhadraya mudraya. As the auspicious mudra of Dakshinamurti is shining forth within as I, aham. So that is the Atma. That is the Shuddha Chaitanya Vastu shining forth within you. You confuse it with the body, with the mind, with the senses, with the world, with all kind of images and thoughts and emotions. When you do Vedanta Vichara, you segregate it and separate it and experience it like the pure sky, space. And that experience, directly you land upon it by grace. The path of grace is bhakti, kripa, Guru Kripa. And that is what here Bhagavata says, Tene Brahma Hrida, the path of heart, not the path of head. Swami Vivekananda said, I will give my hundreds of my brains for one heart. One heart if I can get, I don't care for this brain. All this learning, everything is meaningless when you have the heart. So this is the Hridaya Vidya. Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavaye. Muhyanti yat surayah. People try to find it with the intellect, they get deluded. See, scientists, they are trying to find God particle. Many things are happening. But it is not about this truth. Many discoveries, many inventions are happening in the world. But when the same intellect is turned inward, muhyanti yat surayah, people get deluded. Not so easy. That is why they say you need a teacher. It is very easy for a person who has the longing for the truth in the heart and a good master outside. Gita Bhashya, Shankaracharya says, Labdha Guruvatma Prasadanam Nataf Param Suviknyayam Asti. Those who have got the grace of Guru from outside and Atma from within. The Atma should also give you prasada, the grace. It should open the heart to receive the message. So when that is there, it is so simple, utterly simple. You will get that Brahmanubhava, Bhagavad Anubhuti like a gooseberry in your hand. Hastamalaka. It is so simple, so direct. So, Tene Brahma Hridaya Adikavaye Muhyanti Yat Surayah Tejo Vari Mridam Yatha Vinimayo Yatra Trisargo Mrisham Dhamna Svena Sada Nirasta Guhagam Satyam Param Dhimahi. We are going to meditate on that Satyam, that supreme truth. Param Satyam Dhimahi. Bahuvachanam Shishyabhiprayam. As Tikakara says, why Bahuvachana Prayoga? Plural. It is Shishyabhipraya. We all are collectively, because Bhakti is collective. Bhakti, we are all collectively meditating. We are all collectively entering into Bhagavad Katha, Bhagavad Bhavaloka or Bhagavad Jnana Loka. We are entering there, and that is that supreme Satyam. All your life you have to live meditating on Satyam. Satyanu Sandhana Rato Vimuktaha. He becomes liberated. Mithyanu Sandhana Ratastu Nashyet. Day and night you think about the worldly things. Lost. That life is lost. When you meditate on Bhagavan, life is blessed. That Jivitam Jivitam Ahuraryaha. That is called a life. The noble one says, that is life. Yad Isha Padarpitam, Isha Nishtham. When it is offered to Bhagavan, when it is offered to Bhagavan's feet, when it is for Bhagavan established in Bhakti Marga or Jnana Marga or Yoga Marga, that is true spirituality. So we just touched the first sloka where we begin our Bhagavata Pravachana with Satyam Param Dhimahi. First sloka in Bhagavatam is Satyam Param Dhimahi. That is Jnanam. And the second sloka is Dharma. First you need Jnanam, then you need Dharma. Dharmasya Tattvam Jnanam Cha. Bhagavata says, in the outward world, what do we need? We need Dharma. Actually, Bhakti means Dharma. That is why we call Bhagavata Dharma. It is Akaitava Dharma. It is pure Dharma. Because you look at everyone as Bhagavan, not as a man or woman. The Upanishad says it is not a women who are sitting here or men who are sitting here. Tvam stri, tvam pumanasi, tvam kumara utava kumari. Tvam jirno dandena vanchasi, tvam jato bhavasi vishwato mukaha. The Shvetashvatara Upanishad says, O Parameshwara, you are sitting on one side as women, on another side as men, as young people, as old people, everything you are. And this is Bhagavata Dharma. Sarva Bhuteshu Yaf Pashyet Bhagavad Bhavam Atmanaha Bhutani Bhagavati Atmani Esha Bhagavatottamaha. He is the supreme Bhagavatottama. He looks at everyone, everywhere as Bhagavan. That Sarvatma Bhava. Ishavasyam idam sarvam. Everything is Bhagavan. Every being is Bhagavan. In everyone you see Bhagavan. So this is Bhagavata Dharma. This is the highest bhakti, and this is also jnanam. With open eyes you have samadhi. Because when the mind goes somewhere, it beholds world, there is samsara. The mind goes somewhere, it beholds only Bhagavan, there is only jnanam. Yatra yatra manoyati tatra tatra samadhaya. That was Ramakrishna. Wherever his mind went, it was samadhi for him. Devotees took him to zoo to see the animals. And he could not see, because the first thing that he saw was a lion. And suddenly he had that samadhi bhava. He suddenly was lifted, Divine Mother's vahana, vehicle. So the moment he saw the lion, he was reminded of Divine Mother, and he was lost. One of old devotees of Maharshi went to Muruganar Swami. Muruganar was a great saint who had the Atmanubhuti in the very first visit to Maharshi. And all his life he lived in that state. Not that simply he had a glimpse and no. Wrote about 40,000 songs. And in a very scholarly Tamil. So there, one day one devotee went to Swami and said, Swami, please tell us something about Bhagavan. And he said, He asked, I said, Bhagavan. And he said, Bha. Only that much. He said, he became so emotional, started gasping. Tears were flowing out. He could not talk. He was lost. Our Ramakrishna met Swami Atmapriyanandaji told me that he was very closely associated with Muruganar, and he used to go and sit before him and will be looking, not uttering a single word, vacant. And he said, only one day he spoke to me because I said, Swamiji, I want to take sannyas. He was very young at that time. He said, I want to take sannyas. And for 1 hour, he fired me. He said, you should not have any sankalpa. Any sankalpa arises, put it down. He knows what you need. And then he said, later on, I became a sannyasi. But that sankalpa tyaga, sarva sankalpa sannyasi yogarudastadochyate. So that Muruganar Swami was Bhagavan, lost. So that was Ramakrishna's state also. One word it reminds, one form it reminds the divine. Usually name form, you see, you are reminded about worldly things. Raga, Dvesha, Kartrutva, Bhoktrutva. The outer things, Raga, Dvesha. In our own self, Kartrutva, Bhoktrutva. Doership and enjoyership, attachment, aversion. To remove that only, the Shruti says, fill everything with God. Cover, clothe everything with God. Isha vasyamidam sarvam. See Ishvara everywhere, the divine everywhere. No man, no woman, no animal, nothing. This was Prahlada. This was Prahlada Bhakti. Prahlada says, nothing exists other than you. Narasimha Stuti says, Tvam vayuragni ravanir viyadambu matraha pranendriyani hridayam chid anugrahasya sarvam tvameva saguno vigunasya bhuman nanyattvadasti yat mano vachasa niruktam. Nothing exists other than you which can be understood through the mind or words. You alone exist as the earth, water, fire, air, sky, and also as the mind, as the ego, as the self. Outside all this Panchabhuta, inside all this Mano, Buddhi, Ahankara, and also as the pure consciousness. Once you find out that pure consciousness, Sudhiyo Viramanti Shabdat. The intelligent one becomes silent. So now also it is time for us to become silent. It is 6:30. So we are yet to start the Ekadasha Skanda, but this introduction is needed. This introduction is needed. So the very first verse is Satyam Param Dhimahi, and the second verse we just gave a small introduction to it. It is Dharma. Dharma Projita Kaitavaha. A Dharma which is absolutely free of all deception. That kind of Dharma. So these two things, and then when you are ready, this Veda Vriksha, this Vedic tree, you stand near it, it will give you many fruits. If you have desire, it will give you a desire. But if you have no desire, this Bhagavata fruit will fall. Nigamakalpataror galitam phalam Shukamukhat. One parrot will come and sit there. It is the Shukacharya, the Jivan Mukta. Shukamukhat amritadrava sanyutam. You need not even munch it, masticate it. Even the toothless can drink it because it is pure juice, nectar. Pibada Bhagavatam rasam. Pibada Bhagavatam rasam muhuraho pibada. Rasikaha pibada. Bhuvi pibada. Bhavukaha pibada. Muhuraho pibada rasikaha. The delightful ones. Those who know how to enjoy. You should be bhavuka, not very dry. You should be very bhavuka to enjoy this. Rasikaha bhuvi bhavukaha. That sweet fruit, that juice of bhakti, jnana and vairagya. These three are triphala. Ayurveda triphala is there, like that this is Bhagavata triphala. You need bhakti, you need jnanam, you need vairagya. Anything less, spirituality will not be full. You need vairagyam, you need bhakti, you need jnanam. Bhakti jnana viraganam sthapanaya prakashitam. This Bhagavatam was written by Bhagavan Vedavyasa, so that if you do upasana of Bhagavatam, one great Bhagavatakara who was in Kerala, Bhagavata Hamsam, he was called Bhagavata Hamsam. Malliyur Shankara Nambudri, he was a great Bhakta, Parama Bhagavata. He used to say, before talking on Bhagavatam, at least you should do upasana for 36 years. That was his condition. So much of upasana is needed for Bhagavatam. So they all were like that. Very, very lived in that Bhagavata world. So we will enter into this Bhagavata Shastram again tomorrow evening, the same time, that Uddhava Gita. If possible, we will start Uddhava Gita. Some more introduction might be there, then we will start Uddhava Gita. So, for all this, my pranams to Swami Atmasthanji and all revered Yatishreshtas who are here, and for all devotees, we will join together tomorrow to experience Bhagavata, to do Bhagavata Dhyanam. Satyam Jnanamanantam Nityamanakasham Paramakasham Goshtha Prangana Ringana Lolamanayasam Paramayasam मायाकल्पितनानाकारमनाकारं भुवनाकारं क्ष्मामानाथमनाथं प्रणमत गोविन्दं परमानन्दं गोविन्दं परमानन्दं भज गोविन्दं परमानन्दं गोविन्दं परमानन्दं भज गोविन्दं परमानन्दम् यतो ममात्मा भवसि त्वमेव ततो न वाच्यं मम किञ्चिदस्ति यथा तवेष्टं कुरु मां तथैव त्वाम् आत्मनाथं रमणं भजामि सर्वत्र गोविन्दनाम संकीर्तनं जानकीकान्तस्मरणं यजेत् हर नमः पार्वतीपतये हर हर महादेव जय रामकृष्ण।